Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're in here. We are in here, man. Whew. How about them flippers, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, sir. You know what? Lindy End Zone is in the building once again. And by the looks of it, I got me a nice, good little permanent, I guess, permanent setup here for the time being. Got ourselves my poster hung up here. We got the GOAT mentality for Luka Doncic with the Mavs. Got ourselves our Dirk jersey. We're set up pretty well here. Of course, I can rotate that for Eagles content and whatnot. Pretty simple for me to do. Big Play Slay showed up for a minute there. What's going on, sir? Yeah. I'm in a good mood right now. Other than my area currently being plagued by power outages, and I hope I don't jinx myself for the time being, due to the fact that we have had at least 3 power outages over the course of this night, and I hope it doesn't cut into my stream as I try to get this one taken care of. Fingers crossed we don't have another power outage. I don't want to go through a fourth. But what is up, everybody? Yes, sir. Dallas Mavericks take down them flippers. Yeah. So Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Marcus Morris. Yeah, all that taunting you were doing, posterizing Maxi Kleba. What did that get you? Got you absolutely nothing because y'all wet the bed. And Dallas took game 1. Luka Doncic recorded his 3rd playoff triple-double, and that has not been done in franchise history for the Mavs at all. No other Maverick has recorded a single triple-double in the playoffs, not even Dirk Nowitzki. So, Luka is on another level. He killed it. Jock Talk in the building. What is going on, man? It was a great win, no doubt. Exposing the flippers one game at a time. That's what I want to happen. Yes, sir. Big Play Slay. What is up? What is up? So now the cool part about this win is the fact that statistically from this year, the Mavericks were undefeated. The Mavericks were undefeated when they led at the end of the first quarter. It was a tight one. It was a tight first quarter. I think we were up. I think we were up 33-30 at the end of the first. Actually, I'm going to double check that for a second here. We're going to bring up the box score. Give me a minute. I want to be accurate with this. Yeah. So at the end of the first quarter, the Mavericks led by it was 33-30. The Mavericks led. So Dallas, when they lead by the end of the first quarter, we are 28-0, undefeated. That's unbelievable. Eagles Uncensored, otherwise known as AK. What is going on, man? I had to come on here and get out my excitement for the Mavericks taking game 1 of the playoffs, and hopefully we put our I hope we punch the flippers in the mouth. I really do. This was the statement game that we needed to really boost our confidence after last year not really going so well. And when you think about it, Luca on really one ankle last year took the Clippers to 6 games. No, Jock Talk, it's all good. I know it's not weird. It's not weird. So what I think what you mean by that is like, I'm an Eagles content creator, but I'm a Mavs fan. So it's like, I guess it's like that correlation to where I'm one of the only Eagles content creators that is a Mavericks fan. I think I know where you're going with that. It's all good. It's all good. AK, I know for all intents and purposes, I have to root for him. If you know, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's just it's weird, you know. Yeah, exactly. Eagles fans stick together, but it is weird for an Eagles fan to love the Dallas Mavericks as I do. But you know, it's fandom, man. I can't help it. I can't help it. Um, so after the first quarter, Dallas really struggled to try and stretch themselves and try and create a lead here. They were only up 5 at halftime, and the one thing that I did not want the Mavericks to do, what I didn't want them to do is I didn't want them to go quiet in the fourth quarter, because there was too many games in the regular season where they didn't maintain that level of intensity that really carries them, somewhat in the first half. And the Mavericks, from what I learned, is they're kind of a bipolar team. So to where their aggressiveness is either maintained in the first half, or they're cold in the first half and they heat up in the second half. They really don't have a balance to them. So what I was hoping for is that they kind of spread it out throughout the course of the game. And I was really worried in the fourth quarter, because there was too many possessions where the Mavericks were just they were careless with the ball. Luca had at least two, or I think what was it? Luca had at least 2 or 3 turnovers. I know Hardaway Jr. had one. Finney-Smith had a couple, stuff like that. Just because the Clippers were playing decent defense. But when it comes down, this is the biggest thing though. When it comes down to this, and I'm going to bring this up on the box score. This is the biggest thing that you need to keep in mind when you're playing defense on a team. So when you are now the Clippers, let's see. I guess the Clippers shouldn't have avoided the Lakers. Yeah, exactly. I know. Well, if I'm mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong here. Dallas doesn't technically play in Dallas. I think the Mavericks do actually play in Dallas. I can check that for a second. I'm pretty sure the Mavericks play in Dallas. Let me see. American Airlines.
2 times the sensing power means 2 times the delight.
You gotta be kidding me.
Seriously clean dishes, seriously good scent.
Why did ESPN always tends to unmute itself, like when I'm in the middle of a stream? I'm trying to look up stuff here. You know what I'm saying? So, no. Okay, yeah, the American Airlines Center is actually in Dallas, Texas. So, yeah, the Mavericks do actually play in Dallas. So, unlike the unlike the Cowboys, I don't think the Cowboys actually play in Dallas. So, but yeah, so to get back to point, when you're facing a team that's top 5 in 3-point shooting, when you're facing a team that's top 5 in 3-point shooting, and for them to go 28% from 3, you have to win that basketball game, because the Clippers could not find a 3-pointer to save their lives. Kawhi Leonard went 1 of 6 from 3. Marcus Morris 0 for 6. Paul George 2 for 8. Nicholas Batum was 3 of 7. That's okay. Reggie Jackson, goose egg, 0 for 3. Serge Ibaka, 0 for 2. Those are the games. Those are the games in terms of like defensive intensity where you need to take advantage. The Clippers are very mid-range to 3-point centric team. They do have bigs that can take advantage in the paint, but when you got guys like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George who are good at spacing the floor in their own right, have a good mid-range to 3-point game, to hold them to 28%, you have to win that basketball game, and the Mavericks managed to do so. In regards to, like, for example, Kristaps Porzingis, y'all don't even get me started. Don't get me started with KP. I don't know what his deal was tonight. I know going into the fourth quarter, I tweeted about there was a tweet that the Dallas Mavericks dropped, and it involved how at that point going into the fourth that Luka Doncic and Tim Hardaway Jr. combined for 46 points. And I replied to that tweet on the Mavericks page, and I says, well, that's sad considering that the second star to Luca should be Kristaps Porzingis, and I referred to him as knees of plastic because let's be real here. Porzingis does not have any knees left, and that's a shame for when you're a power forward / center that's 7'3", that weighs only as much as he does. I think he only comes in at about 225. That's pretty slender for that size, and when your knees go at that height, you just don't have enough, there's nothing there, there's almost nothing there, and you lose your athleticism and you lose your speed and stuff like that. We're not talking the Porzingis that was a New York Knick anymore. Yeah, exactly. KP should be the number 2, but he hasn't played like it consistently enough. He's been on the bench nursing an injury more so than he has been on the floor. And when he is on the floor, he's not efficient whatsoever. So we go into tonight. I mean, what kind of a stat line is this for a power forward the size of Porzingis? And And that's the other thing I don't understand. Porzingis at times is either listed as a power forward or he's listed as a center. Tonight he was listed as a center. To go 36 minutes, 4 of 13 from the field. He was 1 of 5 from 3. Really? Am I missing something here? And then for whatever reason, and this is the part that gets me. KP's plus minus was a 13. How are you plus 13 when you shot that poorly in the game? That's why the plus minus metric is just very confusing to me in that regard, because that's one of the biggest impacts that you can have on the court when you're playing is being able to score the basketball, and he didn't do that whatsoever until and I'll give him credit for this. Exactly, Jock, not good, but I'll give him credit for this. 6 of KP's 14 points came in the fourth quarter when Luca needed him to be able to stretch themselves from the Clippers and to ice this game. That much I'll give KP. But when you're given 36 minutes, on the floor to be an impact, to help the number 1 star on your basketball team who accumulated 41 minutes of this game and was still a plus 19. Luka Doncic was on a tear tonight. He was on an absolute tear. The only thing I don't like is that he became a little bit cold down the stretch. He had 2 of his 3 turnovers, I think, in the fourth quarter. But other than that, this is a stat line I can be okay with. Now, he did shoot 24 field goal attempts. He was only 11 of 24. That's not necessarily good. But what I am okay with is that all season, just like just like QBR. Yeah. But what I've been so in 36 minutes he should have been, yes, exactly. He should have been at least 25 and 12. That's a perfect stat line for Porzingis. I mean, okay, so Jock Talk, you bring up rebounds. For Porzingis to be 7'3", are you okay with him gathering 4? Are you okay with Porzingis gathering 4 rebounds? Because I'm not. I'm not whatsoever. How is it that Dorian Finney-Smith, Maxi Kleber, how is it that them two had more rebounds than Porzingis? Finney-Smith and Maxi Kleber combined for 14 rebounds. Tim Hardaway Jr. had as many rebounds as Porzingis. Luka Luca, as the primary decision maker on this basketball team, had 10 rebounds. Why in the hell are you not aggressive enough as a 7'3" center to put your ass under the basket and grab some boards for your basketball team? I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it. 4 rebounds as a 7'3" center. Exactly. F no. F no. That should not be happening. Come on, dude. You're supposed to be the second fiddle to Luka Doncic, and this is the best you can give me. Seriously. Jordy, what's going on, my guy? He shouldn't be grabbing 4 boards with the spot in the rotation he is at. Exactly. I just don't. I don't understand it, and that attests to the fact that he's on and off the floor as much as he is. I get that, and I've never understood why. I've never understood why Rick Carlisle was never able to handle his minutes properly. And I've said this in previous videos because I'm just sounding like a broken record at this point. But it's true. It's true. How, as a coach, are you going to let KP miss X amount of games? Okay. He misses X amount of games, whether it's 5, whether it's 10, or whatever. He's been nicked consistently. So what sense does it make for you as a head coach to not give him a minutes restriction, but the first game he comes back, he plays over 30 minutes? How do you expect a player to get back into conditioning when you're going to throw this amount of time on him in one go? It doesn't make sense. I would be okay. Like if Porzingis is coming off of injury, I'd be okay with if he gets at least under 25 minutes. I would max him out at 25 minutes, and I wouldn't even let him reach that limit sometimes. Like, what are we doing here? It just goes to show like the level of inconsistency, between what the coaching staff is allowing him to do and then what he doesn't show on the floor. I don't know. 7'3", just hold your arms up, grab rebounds. Exactly. So I don't understand if KP just doesn't have if he just doesn't have the girth, if he doesn't have the strength to be able to body guys like Serge Ibaka or Morris down on the paint. I don't know if that's the reason or if it's just the reason that he's just playing soft. I don't know what it is. Are you too afraid? Are you too afraid of the chance of being ejected again like you were last year? Are you too afraid to work? Are you too afraid to work off of your bad knee? Like, what is it? What is it? I don't understand. Yes, I agree about minutes. Yes, thank you. I wish there was more. I wish there was more Dallas Mavericks fans in here, and I should probably put myself out there in regards to Mavericks fans, because I know a lot of Cowboys fans are Mavericks fans, and we got to talk about this because this is ridiculous. I just don't understand why Porzingis was never necessarily on a minutes restriction, because it's killed his time. Jordy's saying Robert Williams, the center for Boston, who just came off of an injury, who almost didn't play tonight and is on a slight minutes restriction, grabbed 4 more rebounds. And that's what I'm saying. So we talk about Robert Williams for the Celtics, and this is just over the course of, I would think, the first half, a little bit into the third quarter, and he already has 8 rebounds? Like, come on, dude. I don't get it. I really don't get it. F the Cowboys. Yeah, that's right. Oh man. See, I go on these tangents. And I'm already 20 minutes in. It's a blast. So yeah. So I mean, I don't know if I explained it. I don't know if I explained it in the beginning, but for those that didn't see any of my tweets, like I said, I wanted to apologize for not being able to stream the Mavericks game. So it ended up being spur of the moment that I went and got a monitor. I ended up getting a monitor for for more of a permanent setup here. So yeah, it was between either a TV or a like a gaming monitor, like a higher quality screen that I can that I can run an HDMI from the laptop to this monitor here, and I couldn't be happier with the setup right now, because I can have my gaming here, and I can have it's just better for my YouTube channel in general. I can run on a higher quality through my webcam now that the monitor supports it. I got full HD with 1080p and everything. So it's definitely it's definitely coming together. I'm loving it. So man, that's only going to boost the quality of my content now. So yeah, man. As far as tomorrow goes, tomorrow I'm going to be in a stream with Mitch Kofsky. I believe the Philly Sports Podcast will be included. That is going to start around 4 p.m. Eastern time, so you can catch me over there. Man, an 82-inch 4K Samsung. Wow. Man, you're living large with that thing. Definitely. I myself, in the living room, I have a 60-inch Samsung. It's just full HD. It's not 4K or anything. I kind of bummed out that I still have it, just because like I can get a 65-inch 4K TV for less than what I paid for my Samsung, and that was a few years ago. I'm kind of mad about that, but let's go. Joey Shake's in the building. Good to see you, man. You know what? I had the speculation of making this into a call-in, because I would love to talk to some of y'all people, and get your thoughts on the NBA playoffs and everything, and then anything regarding the Philadelphia Eagles. Due to I do got my Eagles gear on, and so we gotta talk about that. But yeah, so you chose it over a vacation. There you go. Hey, man. The TV could very well be your vacation. All that kind of entertainment. Have your own home theater. That's great. So let me see. I feel like talking to y'all a little bit. I actually want to test my setup now and see how well it does with call-ins and everything on a bigger screen. So I guess for those that want to make themselves available, we can talk about things. So while I got the link in the description, I got to go over the rest of this box score here. So yeah, I mean, you know what? Porzingis has to show me something in game 2, and I really hope he does. I really hope Porzingis shows me something in game 2. It's see, and especially that Rick Carlisle didn't need to play Boban. He didn't need to play Trey Burke. Tyler Bay, Nate Hinton, and Jeff Green. They only get minutes when we're blowing a team out, so I'm not too worried about those three. On the side of like Boban, Trey Burke, I would like to at least see them in the rotation a little bit. I would rather have Trey Burke. I would rather have a tandem of Trey Burke and Jalen Brunson on the floor than Josh Richardson, because he's been getting on my nerves lately. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Like it's just crazy. It irritates me every time. It irritates me every time to know that the 76ers won the Seth Curry trade. I'll never. I'm just crazy. Yeah, appreciate it, Joey. Just shared the link. Yeah, I know. Man, 12-hour. I know you were talking. I know you were talking about that yesterday. We were chilling on Destiny. depending on how long the call in goes, I may have some time for that. I'm not gonna lie. I want to get back on Destiny and do some of the what is it? I forget what the name of the campaign is, but it's on the moon. I do know that. So I want to get back on there. So yeah, Joey, let me know if you're down for some more Destiny. We'll shake it up. we'll shake it up on Destiny and get some stuff going, do some campaign stuff for more gear. So yeah, let me know. But I appreciate the support as always, and it's just cool. It's cool to hang out with content creators outside of YouTube as well, and that's pretty cool. But without further ado, I know Eagles Uncensored is back there, otherwise known as AK. Doesn't seem to have his camera going or nothing, but that's not going to matter. So yes, sir. AK, what is up, my man?
What's up, dude? Just wanted to stop in, show my love and support real quick on my way to work. That's why my camera's not on. So.
Oh damn! So you on that third shift routine, I guess.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I did second shift at one point. It was kind of it was rough, like a 4 to 2:30 in the morning. It was rough at times, but yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie, but man, I'm so happy, dude. My Mavs took a dub today and stuff. So man, yeah, but Porzingis needs to show me something, dude. Let's see, Jock Talk going. I watched Coach Nick's video 2 years ago as the coordinator for the Colts, and they showed the Eagles' offense. Okay, I enjoyed what he said. So I mean, it's stupid to I don't know, man. This like I don't know. It's this impatient, like it's this impatient or doubting kind of attitude that people have, with the coaching staff that still doesn't make sense to me. And, in terms of not giving them a chance to prove that, what they can do. And, it's going to be cool to see them prove a lot of people wrong. I'm not going to lie. So, but it doesn't seem that a lot has happened as of late for for the Eagles. We've been more so fixated around the playoffs, and I'm still bummed at the same time that I could not stream the Mavericks game today. But we're here now. I got my setup going up. I'm very excited for that, and yeah, so we'll see where it carries me. But Jordy, good to have you in here. I'm sure you're watching the Celtics game right now because you've got some. So for those that don't know, Jordy has got his third official podcast going on. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but so Jordy, as far as the Eagles and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, he also does the Boston Celtics now. So shout out to him. He's got a podcast going on for that. And how's it going so far, Jordy, for your podcast?
It's going good. I've gotten into a rhythm where I can put all three out simultaneously. Thankfully, Notre Dame's been very quiet in this offseason with dead zones for recruiting, so I've been able to put that on hold for now. But it's been good.
Sweet, man. So yeah, so Night Inks, good to see you in here. Saying tomorrow is our time. The Sixers, y'all have your playoff game starting tomorrow. I know there's a lot of you, that feel that you're gonna wipe the floor, with the Washington Wizards. It's very well possible. It's just going to depend on how healthy Bradley Beal is, and if Russell Westbrook can show up for once in the playoffs, because. I mean, Jesus Hernandez. If I used it right in Spanish, what's going on? Mavs in 5, yes sir. Hashtag MFFL. We are going to destroy them flippers. We're destroying those flippers, man. I'm legitimately pumped right now. Luca is the Flippers' daddy. He gave them the business again. They don't have an answer for him at all. Yes, sir. And once again, Mavs in 5. They're going to take him out. Yup, they're definitely taking him out. But so I know the fan base is pretty separated here. We're all Eagles fans, but you know, as far as the NBA goes, our teams are all over the place. But man, I don't know if there's anything new in terms of what's going on for the Eagles. So let's see here if I can find anything at the moment. Wow. So okay, here we go. It looks like who is this? PFF again? All right, all right. Here we go. Let me see if I can read this. So, Football Outsiders. Now, this is an article by Brandon Lee Gouton from Super Bowl Nation. It says that Football Outsiders projects a bottom 8 finish for the Eagles in 2021, and it is said that the Eagles are a team that looked deep across the board over a year ago. Now looks just all around drained on both offense and defense. I guess there's some truth to that. I don't know. Dallas Mavericks win the chip. Eagles win. Oh, Jock, don't even get me started. That would be such a pipe dream, man. The Eagles already have the Lombardi, and you know, I wasn't deep into basketball, into watching it as I was when Dallas won in 2011. But both of my teams do have a chip, so I can definitely say that.
Man, all I got to say to that, man, is you thought 2017 was an underdog story. If we'd actually win this year, holy crap, that would be an underdog story.
yeah, no doubt. But yeah, so let me see here. We'll get back to what Football Outsiders is trying to say about the Eagles here. Some players aged, some are gone, some were never as good as expected. Okay, I mean, the Eagles don't project to be particularly terrible in any area. Okay, well, speaking the obvious, they just don't project to be good anywhere either. Philadelphia's projections for offense, defense, and special teams all fall between 23rd and 26th in the league. Well, okay. It gets worse the more you read into it. It just gets worse. On offense, there are questions about whether Jalen Hurts can truly mature into an NFL-level passer. Really? Really? We're going through this again. Both sides of the lines are good, top 5 on both. Yeah, it's from a depth perspective, and if they maintain their health, then sure. But so I don't know. Do we really think that Jalen Hurts needs to that he really needs a strong maturity as a passer? I don't necessarily think so. I think it's just the lack of feature in his offense. I mean, where do you guys fall with that?
Consistency, reduce the turnovers, at least the ones you can help, and I think we'll be okay. I don't, everybody's harsh on us, man, all the time. We have a lot of haters. I mean, that's a given, but no, they make it sound a lot worse than what it truly is. I like what we have. If we can just add a couple more pieces, man, we'll be good. But all in all, I like what we have.
Yeah, I do too. So let me see. Let's so for all intents and purposes, let's check on. Oh, geez. Yeah. So Jordy, you're not gonna like this, but the Celtics just wet the bed.
Yeah, I've been watching. It's
Ooh.
they haven't made shots from the line, and I was saying when I got my first podcast out earlier today that you got to stay consistent and you've got to shut down one of Kyrie, Harden, or Durant, and they just haven't done that in the fourth quarter.
That's what I was warning about. I was in a stream with Philly Jim and Mitch Kofsky and company, and this dude named Tyler who does his own content. He just started recently. I was in a stream with them, and we were talking about the Celtics game and how they were up at halftime. But what it comes down to is that the Nets are an offensive juggernaut, but they don't play defense. So that's where a team like Boston needs to take advantage, and they just really haven't because nobody's been able to score the basketball. Jason Tatum is the only guy that you really have left with Jaylen Brown out of the rotation due to injury. So when your top guy goes 6 of 20 from the floor, that's a recipe for disaster. I'm not gonna lie, Jordy. That's just not good at all. Kemba Walker didn't show up. He's 3 of 14. Marcus Smart was actually okay, which is kind of rare for him. He's 6 of 13 from the floor, 17 points. Evan Fournier hasn't offered much as a pickup. You were just talking about Robert Williams. He's got 9 rebounds. I can't really fault him. I definitely can't fault him because he did a lot more than Porzingis did. He was efficient from the floor, 9 rebounds. So yeah.
Yeah, and Williams came up limping earlier in the fourth quarter, around 7 minutes, and that kind of got me worried because this is a combined center rotation for Boston. And that's been the key is they don't have a great number 1 center, but their centers grouped together, it can hurt you. And not only that, I've been confident with Kemba and Marcus Smart because when they're completely efficient in the passing game and the shooting game and Smart's draining from 3 and you've got Kemba dishing out dimes, this is a well-built team, especially with the role players like the rookies Peyton Pritchard and Aaron Nesmith and guys like Fournier, even though he's kind of had a slight cold streak recently. I was saying, you've just got to get scoring early and you've got to keep the hot streaks going, and that's just not what they've done this quarter.
Yeah, no, and it goes to show like it seems that the Nets actually played defense tonight. Nobody in your starting rotation was positive and plus minus. The worst was Kemba Walker. He's a minus 21. And you got Tatum and Kemba Walker are both in foul trouble. They had 4 fouls. You guys just weren't careful enough with the basketball. The team combined for a total of 11 turnovers. And that's just now again, the Nets equaled them out to turnovers, sure. But the problem here is that, it throws your game off a little bit when you get into foul trouble because then you lose your aggressiveness at one point. And that's one thing that was a detriment to, guys like Jason Tatum who is about to finish as a -7 on the court. He had 22 points, but he didn't shoot well. He was 6 of 20 from the field. So, in turn, what happens here is that, one of the only ways that you can beat Brooklyn is that you have to outshoot them no matter what. It doesn't matter how bad they are on defense. If you're not offensively efficient to neutralize their attack on offense, then you're not going to have much luck in winning basketball games. And it goes to say this. Now, I just talked about this when the Mavericks faced the Clippers in Game 1. The Nets as a team actually shot worse from 3 than the Clippers did. So if I just read off the box score and I tell you that the opposing team that your team faced without knowing the score, if I told you that team A was going to shoot 24% from 3 and I told you team B shot 38% from 3, would you say that they would have had a good chance of winning that game? I'd say so. But that was not the case. So even though Boston shot well from 3, they only shot 37% from the field as a team. You can't you can't expect to win basketball games when you shoot that poorly. They were also only 77% from the free throw line, whereas the Nets as a team with 27 attempts were 92% from the charity stripe. They were 42% from the field. So now you can either attest to this as a fact that either Boston didn't play good enough defense or they were just offensively efficient. But either way, it's something that you guys will have to definitely clean up if you want to survive in this series. Otherwise, the Nets are just going to shoot you out of the gym.
Well, hey, man, I got to get going, dude. I just wanted to drop in and say, hey, I got to get in here to work. But I'll see you tomorrow around 4 o'clock.
All right, man. Appreciate you hopping in for a little bit of Eagles Uncensored, and otherwise known as AK, man. Have a safe night at work and safe travels home.
Yep. Thank you, buddy.
See you, AK.
Take care, my guy.
Yep. Later.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I don't know how long I'm gonna carry the rest of the stream on for, but for those that are still viewing the stream right now, I will repost the link to come on. I turned it into a call-in for a little bit. I'll probably carry the stream to about an hour or so, and then end it there. I got some videos I want to probably carry out tomorrow and stuff, and prepare for a stream that I have at 4 o'clock. So with that said, it looks like the Celtics and Nets game is just about to be in the books. There's only 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Boston's down 10. It doesn't look like they're coming back from this. And it's safe to say now, this is a recipe for disaster. I'm gonna lay it on this, Jordy. So when your three-headed monster, when that Hydra on the Nets team, they combined for, let's calculate quick. When that three-headed monster on the Nets combines for 81 points, I don't know. I think it's safe to say that you didn't win that game. So, Cowboy X Factor, what is going on, man? A new viewer to my stream. Appreciate you hopping in. I think it's the matter that I posted some of my tweets as public, so you guys must be seeing them. Let's go Mavs. Yes, I am also a Cowboys fan, but Dallas beat down LA. Yes, sir. Hashtag MFFL. I guess that is, from a Cowboys fan perspective, I guess it's the biggest oxymoron, that you guys are probably seeing in terms of fandom of my sports teams, with me being an Eagles fan, that I'm a Mavericks fan. It's very weird. I know. Okay, yeah. So yeah, Joey Shake. Yeah, shout out to Joey Shakes, man. He's a really cool dude. I got the chance to play some Destiny 2 with him the other day, so it's cool to get to know some of these content creators outside of the community of YouTube and everything. So I appreciate you hopping in. But yeah, so it's cool. But man, I really wish Dallas would Dallas would continue this means of aggression, especially on the terms of Luca himself. I said this in a stream earlier that I would be a part of Mickey sent me a link and I was able to hop in there. But I said this earlier, and it turns out, and it's going to turn out to be true, definitely. The Mavs are only going to go as far as Luka takes them, which is very unfortunate in the regard of him not necessarily having a like he doesn't. Let's put it. Let's be all the way 100. He doesn't really have a good enough supporting cast to be in the playoffs. I know. I know that some of these guys on the roster serve their purposes, and Tim Hardaway Jr. has been balling out very consistently. But at the same time, it's just not. It just doesn't look like a playoff team on paper, and and I'm hoping that they prove me wrong. I really do. But it just drives me nuts to know that Porzingis isn't pulling his weight as being the second fiddle to Luca. Cowboy X Factor saying, yeah, I know, right? Luca is great, but can his teammates step up consistently? KP needs to play better, but I will take. Yeah, of course we're going to take the win. We ended up finishing. I think we won by 10, and yeah. So yeah, the supporting cast did step up today and did just enough. Yes, they did, and and it's a shame that we're just talking about the supporting cast as a whole, to where. And I gave KP credit. Okay, so Cowboy X Factor, I gave KP this. He did score 6 of his 14 points in the fourth quarter when they mattered. It was a point where Luka was kind of being shut down. Offensively, he was driven into a couple of turnovers. He missed at least 2 or 3 3-pointers. He had a couple of easy mid-range jumpers that didn't fall for him. So, he was cooling down. He was cooling down at not the right time, but the guys around him stepped up at the right time. So it was a good enough compromise to see that even when Porzingis is at his very bottom, he still exists to be able to help when it's absolutely needed. So, and it's a shame to put it that way, is that, Porzingis just exists. No, we want him to be that dominant big guy on the court, and to have just 4 rebounds the entire game is absolutely inexcusable. You're 7'3", man. Get your big behind down in the paint, and grab those defensive rebounds. It just doesn't make sense, Yes, he did score when they mattered, as Luka scored most of the points in the first 3 quarters, and then the supporting cast had it going. Yes, they did, absolutely. So, I mean, what was it? At one point, man, I can't remember how many points did Luka have in the first quarter. I can't remember. That's gonna bother me now, because I think Luka had like 21 at halftime. I think he was in the ballpark of 21, 6 and 6 at halftime, which you know what? It's where would the Mavericks be without Luka Doncic right now? That's what I have to ask myself. Where would the Mavericks be without Luka? They would they would be bottom feeders. Let's face it, the Mavericks would be bottom feeders in the Western Conference if they didn't have Luka Doncic on their team, and that goes to show like the level of the supporting cast that Luka has around him, and it's a shame, I get that, I get that we brought in depth with Nikola Melli, who else? JJ Redick, but he has JJ. I'm sorry. I love JJ. I love JJ Redick as a person, but he was a waste of a trade to bring in here, because he just hasn't been on the court enough. And then when he was on the court, he was ice cold from 3. It drives me nuts, because the Mavericks acknowledged that they lost the Seth Curry trade. They bring in Josh Richardson because they were hungry to get a defensive presence on the court, in the backcourt. They wanted a defensive presence in the backcourt, but they wanted a defensive presence in the backcourt, but they lose what they had last year in terms of like that offensive efficiency that they were able to record. Seth Curry has been working wonders for the 76ers, and kudos to Sixers fans. But when it comes to bringing in JJ Redick, he was like a dollar store. He was like a dollar store filler. if I could put it very lightly, JJ Redick was a dollar store filler. To try and replace the production that Seth Curry has given us last year. It's a shame. Jock Talk going, Mavericks would be watching you on YouTube and not play. Well, at least Luca's watching, or at least Luca is playing for the most part. At least Luca is playing, and I'll give Hardaway Jr. credit, and I'll give other guys credit. Like let me get back to the box score here. So I want to give my credit where credit's due, and we're going to be accurate with this. So Finney Smith showed up. Hardaway Jr. showed up. And Jalen Brunson showed up. So those three I can account for. I can't account for Maxi Kleba. I can't account for Dwight Powell. I can't account for Nicola Melli. I can't account for Josh Richardson. And so this doesn't make sense to me either. Why is now – okay, so let me see. Can we – you know what? Every time I bring up ESPN in a different window, it does that. So Dallas Mavericks would be in the lottery without Luka. Yeah, we're not lucky. We're not lucky that he's on our team. We're absolutely blessed. We are blessed that we have Luka. So, okay, we're gonna get back to this box score here before I close the stream out. This is the thing, because I want to give credit where credit's due, so other Mavericks fans understand what we're dealing with. So we understand. I'm going to give credit to Dorian Finney-Smith. Dorian played 37 minutes. He had 18 points. He was efficient from the field. He was 7 of 9. He was 4 for 5 from 3. He had 5 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal. The only issue I have with him is he had a couple of turnovers late. He was in foul trouble. He had 5, but Finney-Smith is a scrappy defender for his size, so that's where a lot of his fouls come in. I don't like the fact that he got that offensive foul called on him. He's had trouble with that at some points. Yeah, blessed and yeah, exactly. We're blessed. But so I gotta give it to Finney-Smith. He gave us quality minutes with his time. Here we go. Mavericks fans, are we ready? Because it happened again. Maxi Kleba came off of a right Achilles, like he had tenderness in his right Achilles, okay? So it was bruised a bit. And this injury just happened recently. And here we go again. This is what I'm talking about with Porzingis and putting him back on the floor for starting minutes. Why is Maxi Kleba getting 36 minutes coming off of an injury? Can somebody in the comments explain that to me? Burgers
They shouldn't be.
What's going on, man? Another new viewer to my stream. Appreciate it. He goes, wow, an Eagles/Mavericks fan. Very few of us. Yes, there is. Exactly. So I'll refresh a little bit here. I used to be a 76ers fan, but when Iverson retired, he took my 76ers heart. So being that Dirk Nowitzki was one of my being Dirk was one of my other favorite players at the time, and I just loved him for the Mavericks. I became a Mavericks fan when Iverson retired. So, but now I'm a Mavericks fan for life. Hashtag MFFL. Y'all know the deal, Dallas. An Eagles fan is here to stay for the Dallas Mavericks. Very weird, I know. Very weird. probably to defend Kawhi Leonard, but they should not rush him back that fast. Exactly. I mean, it. And Maxi Kleba isn't exactly that good of a defender either. I mean, he's there's times where he's better off being in the paint, and he'll get blocks here and there. And I understand that Maxi is one of your better 3-point shooters, but when you talk about a 3-point shooter, Maxi doesn't necessarily have the volume as a lot of other 3-point shooters do. He doesn't shoot at a clip, but he doesn't shoot at the clip that Tim Hardaway Jr. does. He doesn't shoot at the clip that Luca does, or Steph Curry, or Damian Lillard. Other 3-point shooters that you can blur out. Maxi doesn't shoot at that volume. Here we go. Maxi Kleba only had two 3-point attempts tonight. He only had 2 in 36 minutes. So why are you putting him on the floor after just coming off of injury to focus him more defensively than offensively? It's going to be less stress on you on the offensive side of the floor than it's going to be the defensive side of the floor. So why are you giving him that many minutes to focus more on defense than offense? He's just going to be susceptible to another injury. It doesn't make sense to me. So somebody needs to explain this to me in the comments, because I'm not getting it at all. I'm really not. Jordy, does it make any sense to you? I just don't see it. So Burger's here. I felt Richardson was playing well. He could have got some of Maxi's minutes to help defend Leonard. Yeah. See, that's the problem. I don't know what happened to Josh Richardson, because he ended up getting benched towards the end of the season and he lost some of his starting minutes. But, he was even in the plus-minus column. 8 points in 17 minutes. It's okay. I don't know. And this is the thing. When guys when a guy like Jalen Brunson is making more of the minutes that he's given, then that's when you're Josh Richardson, that's when you're going to lose your chances. So he goes, Cowboy X Factor saying, yeah, we need to see Josh Richardson play well to prove why they thought it was worth trading Seth Curry for him. And at the time, I did not like the trade, but we will see how it turns out. Yeah, we'll see how it turns out in the future. I'll have to review in terms of what Josh Richardson's contract is, whether we need to extend him or not. But if we don't need to extend him, I don't mind losing him. Part of the trade of bringing Josh Richardson in was, again, like I said earlier, it was that hunger that the Mavericks had in wanting to be a little more defensive centric in the backcourt, and being that Josh has a bit of chemistry with Luca, in terms of past games and past experiences that they've had together. So in a vacuum, the trade made sense in a vacuum, but when it comes to efficiency, that's where a guy like Seth Curry beats him out. And again, for Jalen Brunson to be a little more productive than Josh Richardson was and 4 more minutes, that's when you're going to lose time on the court. I mean, do you have any idea, Jordy, from afar, what's going on, with the Mavs in terms of trying to balance a player's minutes out when they come off of injury? Because it doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. Because I know you were just talking about the Robert Williams issue with how he just had an injury scare in Game 1 against the Nets, but are minutes restrictions evil? I don't understand it. System of the Night, what's going on, man? Good to see you. But try and explain that to me, Jordy, because I just don't get it.
I can't. And in Boston, we've seen a lot of big talent injuries. Like you saw Hayward go down. Well, Kyrie, when he was here, went down. And then we've had a couple big injuries here and there. Like we lost Jaylen Brown for the season. But when those guys eventually came back, and even the rotational guys would come back in, it was always a matter of, if you're not 100%, you get those restrictions and you get yourself up to speed slowly. And you think that's what the Mavericks would do in this situation, but that's not what they do. And that's not what you can do when you're surrounding Luca with a group like this that's more rotational and role-playing guys than anything. You're going to want to, in this situation, just play more to who's performing at that time. But you can't just throw players in there. It's the same situation like comparing this to football. Comparing it to, like, I don't know, Andre Dillard coming back, even though it's a new season. If he had come back mid-season, wouldn't you have kind of just slowed his snap count in? Like maybe a couple snaps here and there to get him up to speed. You wouldn't just throw him in.
And it's not like the Mavericks don't have a suitable enough rotation to throw different guys into the mix. I mean, for instance, Willie Cauley-Stein was given 4 minutes. 4 minutes. You know, I just I don't understand. I don't understand why a coach gets so attached to certain players where it just doesn't make sense to give them the amount of minutes that they do. Like you would think in a situation where the Clippers are deeper this year than they were last year, that you would want to keep guys fresh, like in terms of football, it's kind of the same principle, only it's a different sport. But you would think that you want to try and match the mentality of keeping guys fresh and throwing in different combinations on the court. Like if a guy in Kristaps Porzingis, if he's not going to get more than 4 rebounds, and that there's somebody on the bench that's going to be a little more aggressive and wanting to be down there in the paint on defense and prevent offensive rebounds, for the Clippers to grab, you would think throw a guy like Cauley-Stein out there. You would think that you would want to throw a guy like Boban out there who didn't even see the court tonight. But, again, this is game 1. It's game 1. The playoffs are about, the playoffs are about like scouting your opponent in game 1 and how they're going to approach you, from a offensive or defensive standpoint. Yeah, those things are true. But when you don't go in, oh man, I don't know. It's just so hard to explain. As you're trying to comprehend something that is less intellectual than what you're thinking at that moment in time.
Yeah.
System of the Knot going, hold up. Aren't the Mavericks a Dallas team? Should I hide my face? No, I'm not going to do that. No. System of the Knot. Yes, the Mavericks are a Dallas team. I am a Mavericks and an Eagles fan. One of the biggest oxymorons when it comes to Eagles fandom. I haven't been crucified yet, which that's a good thing. It's a good thing, but I felt, now honestly, I felt at one point that I was going to kill my subscriber count if I did NBA coverage on my favorite team, but I guess kudos to the community that hasn't happened yet. Because I mean that's how it is with Eagles fans. We support each other either way, no matter what our favorite teams are outside of football. Like I'm not even a Philadelphia Phillies fan either, and I know I'm striking more nerves into Philadelphia fans, but my sports teams are all over the place, and System of the Knot going again. I don't know. Yeah, it's all good, man, but Jock Talk on hell. I'm 6 foot and I can get 4 read. It's a mentality thing. Yeah, I just don't understand. Like in terms of, I just don't understand in terms of like the mentality. Like it seemed for the longest time that Porzingis has been bothered with the fact that it should like he's trying to figure out how aggressive he can go. Like, do you not trust your knees enough to be on the court? Because if that's his mentality, like if he's that afraid, that his knees are going to buckle under him, you shouldn't be playing basketball. That's just how it goes. Big play Slay, shout out to you, man. I appreciate it. Good stream again. Hey, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm doing this for y'all. I'm doing this for the love of doing it. And yeah, so appreciate a System of the Knot. Yeah, of course. I bleed green. I've always bled green. That's never going to change. And same thing for my Dallas Mavericks. But yeah, like I said, I used to be a Sixers fan, but Allen Iverson took my heart when he retired. So it is what it is. And yeah, it's not the Cowboys. F the Cowboys, of course. That's never going to be the case. So sounds like Dallas basketball players are as fragile as Dallas. Oh. Yeah, System of the Knot, let's not go there. Let's not go there, please, because the last thing I need is for Luca to get hurt. That's the last thing. And if we lose Luca, then we got no chance against the Clippers. And I can't do not create that as a jinx. I don't want that. I don't. So, but oh man, so. Jock talk, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't, yeah, I know. I can't have that. I can't have that happen. There's just nothing. There's nothing on this team outside of Luca that's that we can rely on, unless Tim Hardaway Jr. drops another 40 bomb on another team like he did the one night. But yeah. So like outside of Luca. If KP gets his head out of his ass, if he gets his head out of his ass and can trust his knees again, then I'd be okay with that, But yeah, no, we no jinxes here. We need Luca. We definitely need Luca. Fly Eagles TV in the building. Good to see you, man. I'd ask how your Knicks are doing, but I'll keep the peace. I'll keep the peace. I'd ask how the Knicks are doing, but I keep the peace. But you know what? I got to give it to the New York Knicks because they really exceeded a lot of people's expectations. Like that came out of nowhere, Julius Randle was phenomenal for you guys. Julius Randle was fantastic. RJ Barrett's kind of taking that, year 1 to year 2 leap and that sort of thing. Like you guys got some promise. The Knicks definitely have some promise. And it's good for them because they're trying to put themselves on a map as a popular destination to bring another superstar in again. Like when Carmelo Anthony was there. I don't know. Fly Eagles TV. I don't know if you liked when Melo was a Knick, but I think it's a good thing that you guys are trying to do that once again, as far as trying to attract those big time players and help the franchise get back to some of its former glory of being a formidable team in the Eastern Conference and battling with some of the top dogs again. So. Good job for the New York Knicks. You guys really shined towards the end of the year and gave some teams scares. Jock talk going, without Luca, the Mavericks are what? Yeah, exactly. They definitely are. So System of the Knot says, on a real note, is your team winning right now? So the Dallas Mavericks were the early game today. The Mavericks played after the Bucks and the Heat matchup. We were a 4:30 game. It was an early one. But yeah, no, the Mavericks took care of business. They beat the Los Angeles Flippers not Clippers. They were the Flippers. So we beat the Flippers by 10. We finished 113 to 103. Luka Doncic is the Flippers' daddy, so that was to be expected. The daddy of the Flippers torched them again with another triple-double. Luka went 31, 10, and 11 on 11 of 24 shooting, which is not bad. It's a little under 50%. I mean, I can live with that. When Luka shoots at the volume that he does, it's to be expected that there's going to be cold stretches for him. I do like that he kept his turnovers down a little bit. 3, he averages close to 4, but 3 in a sense is a little bit too much. He stayed away from foul trouble. He only had 3, and he just took care of business, man. Luka took care of business, and that's all I can ask for him. All year I've been hoping that he would stay as in terms of the volume of his 3-point shooting. I always have preached that Luka needs to stay at a max of 12 3-point attempts. He managed to do so. He only shot 11, and he was efficient. He was 5 of 11 from 3-point range. So you know what, man. So, and I talked about this in the beginning of my stream. So this is something that even Dirk Nowitzki didn't do. All right, you ready for this, Jordy? This is something Dirk hasn't even done for the franchise.
This should be interesting.
Luka is the only Maverick in franchise history to record a triple-double in a playoff game. And Luka's done that 3 times already in 3 years. Seriously, I mean,
wow.
I'm telling you, the NBA is going to be in good hands when LeBron James retires, because the next face is going to be Luka Doncic, and I don't care what anybody says. Luka Doncic, write this down. Luka Doncic is the next face of the NBA. I'm calling it right now. You can have Zion Williamson all you want, but he can't do what Luka does on a game-to-game basis. He just doesn't. Oh,
so
my God.
I will say this: when LeBron retires, I think Luka's really going to compete with Jason Tatum to be one of those faces at the forward spots. Because as much as I like Luka and as good as he is, Tatum's dropped 3 50-point games since April. And and that's in an offense that's got some decent scores in it. So,
well, here's the only difference. Luka is usually listed as a point guard or shooting guard. So, he's like in terms of the small forward position, you're talking in terms of like their comparable sizes. Because I think Tatum and Luka both come in at around 6'7". So I think that's where you're coming from. But in terms of position basis, they play a little bit different.
Yeah, and I'd say Luka's a bit more of a point forward compared to Tatum.
Yes.
It's just more your average forward.
Yes.
But then again, Tatum, he's got some height to him sometimes, and he's got a decent vertical.
Oh yeah. I'll give this to Jason Tatum. So let me get to these. So Jock Talk asks, when do the Mavericks play again? So game 2 of the series against the Flippers is on Tuesday. I want to say that's a late game, and I may not be able to stream that one. Let me look at the schedule here. I gotta make sure. So unfortunately, game 2, I'm not going to be able to stream because it is a late game. It's at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, and I can't. With what I do as a job, I can't go in with. I can't go into work with like. I can't go into work on like 4 hours of sleep. I can't. I can't do it. So So game two, I'm not going to be able to stream. I'll probably rewatch some points of the game and then give my analysis in the video. But as far as streaming it, I'm not going to be able to. Game 3 and game 4 look more likely. They're 9:30 games, so I will be able to do those. So That's how it goes for the rest of the schedule. Jock Talk going, yes, that's true in regards to Luca being the next face of the NBA. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I'm telling you, you heard it here. You heard it here, and I'm sure a lot of other Mavericks fans have said the same thing. But you heard it. You heard it from an Eagles fan that loves the Mavericks that Luca's the next face of the NBA. System of the Knot going, goofy question. When I was in high school, everyone was talking about this walk-on Jeremy Lin. Is he still playing? Jeremy Lin is still playing. Last I knew, I think Jeremy Lin is a Charlotte Hornet. I can fact check that right now.
No, I thought he's out of the league and he's playing in China and he's putting up like 5-4 or 50, 20, 10 or something like that.
Let me see.
I
knew the last team he played for, I believe, was Charlotte. So,
yeah.
Let me see here. It's because he's not coming up. Can't find it here. Yeah. So he's in the G League now. Last I think it was talked about. I'll actually Google him. I'll actually Google him instead because the ESPN app isn't giving me any info. Let me see, Jeremy Lin. He went undrafted in 2010. Let me see. I'm trying to find it here. Or was he? Damn, I can't find it. I think he was last on. I want to say. Okay, all right. Here we go. Basketball Reference. That helps. Oh, that's right. He was an Atlanta Hawk. Okay, that's right. That's right. Why did I not remember that? Yeah, he was an Atlanta Hawk. He was an Atlanta Hawk and a Toronto Raptor. Yep. Those were the last two teams that he played for. So he's not playing in the NBA anymore. But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, one of the things I saw came up with he was playing in China for the Beijing Ducks.
Yeah.
Last year. So I'm not sure if he's still there. I haven't seen anything that confirmed or denied it, but you never know.
Daniel Bozarth in the building. Good to see you. Another Cowboys fan. God. See, I opened the door here. That's exactly what I did. I opened the door to Dallas fans because I'm a Mavericks fan. All I say is go boys. 5 rings, Zeke eat, and we will be great with our new player Parsons. Yeah, I wouldn't get your hopes up about Micah Parsons yet. So he's not a natural linebacker. And unless Dan Quinn can show his skill set and whoever the linebackers coach is for the Cowboys, then you guys might be out of luck there. You'll end up probably using Micah Parsons as a defensive end, more so a linebacker. So good luck with that. We'll just say that. Green Legion going, Cowboys going off this season. Yeah, okay, let's go Cowboys. Oh, here we go. Bunch of Cowboys fans in here. Eagles fans, most delusional on earth. Cowboys are winning the division easily. Okay, and watching us being sad again. Okay, so if the Cowboys are winning the division easily, so you mean to tell me that, okay, Cowboys fans, so you're willing to tell me that you guys are okay with how your secondary is looking right now? Outside of Trevon Diggs, I don't think you guys have any good corners. You don't really have anybody that can cover the amount of weaponry that the New York Giants have, that the Washington football team has. So, The Cowboys are going to predictably be another offensive-centric team that doesn't play defense. So I guess you can have fun with that. But unless you want to bank on your linebackers, your secondary is going to be bad. I hate to tell you. I'm not being a hater here, and I'm not being a casual Eagles fan that bashes the other divisional teams. I'm giving you the facts, so you can put it at that. At least you guys have a surplus of linebackers, I'll give you that, but you still don't have a secondary. And your defensive coordinator is the same defensive coordinator who was the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. Or no, he wasn't the head coach of the Falcons. Excuse me. He was on that coaching staff, but does 28-3 ring a bell in terms of who your coordinator is? Yeah. So there you go. You got that to hang your head on. Cowboys will not have a defense again this year. So.
And I want to say this now. Even if Philly plays the Cowboys, and the Cowboys have a great D line and linebacking core, what happens if they start getting Miles the ball out of the backfield? What are you going to do when he breaks to the second and third level and gets by your linebackers?
Well, I mean, oh, here we go. Fly Eagles TV, Cowboys fan. Not surprised. Cowboys haven't done bleep in almost 3 decades. Here we go. Here come the Eagles fans now. Here we go. All-out war. Jeez. What did Joey Shakes do to me? What did he do? Want to talk about facts? Cowboys haven't done anything since the VCR was invented. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Big Play Slay, yes sir. Drop a like on the stream, man. I guess I'm just continuing to get. I'm continuing on here. I guess I don't know, but for you Cowboys fans, I turned this into a call-in. If y'all didn't see, I'll refresh the I'll refresh the link in the chat for y'all. Whoever wants to come in. But yeah, this was supposed to be about the Dallas Mavericks, and yeah, that's one thing that I have in common with Cowboys fans. I'm sure there's a lot of Cowboys fans that are also Mavericks fans, and yeah, I get that part. But yeah. We were talking about the Mavericks here, and of course, because I'm wearing my Eagles gear. Yeah, an all-out war breaks out once again, but it's all good and fun. There's there's no bashing or there's no bashing or nothing. I don't do that. I don't do that. When I was younger, I used to do it, but I'm not to that point anymore, because it's like those Facebook groups. It's like those toxic Facebook groups to where you get absolutely nowhere and trying to talk to somebody, and then they turn into a keyboard warrior, and then you're just sitting there like, well, yeah, I'm just gonna turn this off because there's too many keyboard warriors. That's just the way it goes. Joey Shakes put out a community post indicating that people should go check out your channel and sub. Oh man, that's man. You know what? So it was him. That's awesome, dude. I'll definitely have to let him know. I guess whenever my stream ends, I'll have to let him know, because we do have to get back on that Destiny 2 grind. So man, but for the Cowboys fans in here that came in here late, so y'all know I was celebrating a win for the Dallas Mavericks, that we took out the LA Flippers. So at least we have that in common for the time being. and then we want to start trashing the Eagles. Okay, it's all right. It's all good. This is a live call-in, so if y'all want to battle and talk football, the option's right there. You can very well do it. I don't care. But yeah, Big Play Slay, I appreciate you, man. Keep up the good grind. Absolutely. So man, you know what? Talk about a grind. I actually peaked at 8 viewers. That's the most that I've had in one of my streams so far, especially a live call-in. So big ups to that. Thank you to everybody that's at least giving me a couple of minutes of your time to have fun and do some viewings and that. So yeah, I guess so. I'll review one more time talking about the Dallas Mavericks here. We'll get that going. System of the Knot going. I don't want to take over the basketball stream with football trash talk. No, it's see that's that's the thing though. System of the Knot. I brought this on myself because I'm doing a Maverick stream. I'm wearing Eagles gear. The Cowboys fans see it, and they have to get their trash talk out there. And it is what it is. Football season's going to be around the corner. It's going to happen. They're acting high and mighty because they got a bunch of good linebackers, and they may have got a corner or two, and they have high faith in Kelvin Joseph, and he's going to lock up Devante Smith and this and that. Nobody locked up Devante Smith in college basketball. Y'all need to calm down. It's not even going to happen in the NFL. Get real. Nobody locked down Devante Smith in college football. So what makes you think it's going to happen in the NFL? A Heisman Trophy winner that it hasn't been done in almost 3 decades by a wide receiver. You really think that Kelvin Joseph and Trevon Diggs is going to lock up Devante Smith? Y'all need a reality check, and I'll just put it at that. Yeah, but no, in all seriousness here, yeah, for the Cowboys fans, the Mavericks took care of business, and yeah, we gave the Flippers a run for their money, and they took a nice, fresh, hot L against the Dallas Mavericks tonight. Luca balled out, and that. So Jock Talk going, Jalen is a better passer than Lamar Jackson. That could very well be true in due time. It could very well be true. System of the Knot goes, is Devante Smith a good basketball player? From what I heard, Devante Smith was a good basketball player. He was a featured guy in high school. He had a pretty good vertical. He was slamming it down on people. He had a couple of posters here and there. He actually admitted to the fact that basketball was his first love, but the choice to play football to him was the right decision going forward for his future. And you can't knock somebody for wanting to pick the road that's going to make them a better person. And it is what it is. We can't say that he made the wrong choice in that regard. So I know he plays both sports, but I don't follow basketball. Yeah, exactly. Jock Talk going, do we talk about Phil Mickelson? Golf out of nowhere? Bringing up golf? Do we talk about Phil Mickelson? I'm not a big fan of golf, but I do like me some Phil Mickelson. It's just one of the reasons being is that Phil golfs quote unquote left-handed, and when I'm at the driving range or whatever, I'm left-handed, so that's one thing I share with Phil. But yeah, in terms of golf, I'm not a big follower into golf, so yeah, but that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. Oh geez. System
Wow.
going, golf is greater than Dallas sports. Ooh. Listen, hold up. I'm gonna put you on a timeout there for a minute. Listen here. I'm still a Mavericks fan, okay? System of the Knot, do you not see my jersey back there? I'm still a Mavericks fan. That still hurts. That still hurts. Come on. Oh. Jock Talk saying he is 50 years old and leading the way. Exactly. Yeah, he is. The sportsmanship that Phil has in regards to like people in the crowd and like in the stands and the crowd and everything, and like how much of a people person he is when he's playing golf, and he'll have a random kid be his caddy for him, and walk the course with him and everything. It's very admirable, to see those kinds of players in any sport, touch the like the common fan. Pause. But who's the better athlete, Happy Gilmore or Stephon Gilmore? Oh, good Lord. I don't know. I'm not going to touch that one. Principal Lindy going to give systems a time. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no. Oh man. Y'all are killing me in the comments right now. You're keeping keeping it up. That's awesome. It's 11:30 at night and I'm still at 5 viewers in my stream. I'm an hour and a half in. Listen, I didn't even expect this going into a random stream and wanting to get my thoughts out on how well the Dallas Mavericks played in stretches against the Clippers in their first game, but I gotta appreciate y'all. Y'all are kicking ass with me. Y'all are kicking ass with me on the stream, and I couldn't be more thankful for the viewership and subscriptions and any kind of contributions that you guys are making. So I definitely appreciate it. So I have to assume that System of a Knot is in California right now if it's 8:30. So yeah, shout out to you, man. I think the NBA playoffs are concluded for the night. Okay, Arizona. Well, that's still Western time. That's neat though. You out in out in the desert there. Unfortunately, I would think there'd be certain times where it's cool to live in Arizona other than the intense heat. But yeah. So as far as the NBA playoffs go, the last game that is being in the middle of concluded right now, it's gonna reach halftime. The Portland Trail Blazers and Denver Nuggets are currently playing. The Nuggets are holding on to a 4-point lead against the Trailblazers with less than 3 minutes left in the first half. I guess for craps and giggles, we'll go over on how these teams are playing each other right now. So we'll go and do that. Let's bring up the box score for a minute here and see how these guys are doing against each other. Wow. Okay. So Damian Lillard's playing pretty well here. Not shooting very well from the floor. He's 3 of 8, 11 points. CJ McCollum's doing okay, I guess. It's not ideal. It's not ideal for that duo of a backcourt to have a combined 19 points going into halftime. I think that's part of the reason why they're still trailing Denver at the moment. But the only bright spot that I see for the Trailblazers right now is that Carmelo Anthony is giving them 15 points off the bench. He is 5 of 8 from the floor. He's 4 of 6 from 3. Carmelo gave them 15 points in 11 minutes. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Sometimes, yeah, I just have an outside. Yeah, I gotcha. So the Nuggets are currently leading right now. I got the game cast going on. There's less than 2 minutes left in the first half. The Nuggets are still up right now. As for the Nuggets, oh my god. Yeah. Portland does not have an answer for the Joker. Nick Jokic has 22 points, and it's not even halftime. Yeah. He's got 22 points, and it's not even halftime. He's 22. He is 22 and 6, 9 of 14 from the floor, and 2 of 2 from 3. That's in 16 minutes. They don't have an answer for him.
Yeah.
And Michael Porter Jr. is adding another 13 on 6 of 8 shooting. Yeah. I don't know. Portland's not playing Portland is not playing defense. They are not playing defense right now.
I was looking.
Jeez.
I was looking at that.
Go ahead, Jordy.
I was looking at that game earlier, and the real key to I was thinking Denver was going to win was, can they find an answer for Jokic and for Porter Jr. if he goes off? And I'm really eating my words at this point that I said about Carmelo, but I still don't think he's going to be able to be kind of an answer in the low post compared to Jokic and whatever Porter can put up. Because I mean, the Trailblazers have a great guard rotation, but they just don't have very much on the other part of the court.
No, they don't. My phone was blowing up earlier. I gotta check on that in a minute. But I don't know. Man, we still got 4 people in the chat here, but I don't know if I want to end the stream because I'll feel bad. But I was gonna say I might conclude the stream when the Nuggets and Blazers go to halftime. But yeah, we've been carrying this on for about an hour and a half, and it's geez, it's already 11:30 here. I don't know. I mean. I guess does I guess would anybody have any closing thoughts in regard to the NBA playoffs or I don't know how to end the stream here because I got a pretty good conversation in with the Dallas Mavericks and how they should approach game 2 and really and really going with their rotations and that. Jock Talk saying go till midnight. Oh, good Lord. It is the weekend. It is the weekend. Yeah, no doubt. I don't know. I appreciate it, System of the Knot. Great stream. Yeah, thanks, man. This was kind of a spur of the moment idea. I did want to test my new setup here. I was able to out of the blue. Okay, so I invested in like a 50-foot Ethernet cable. Chalk Talk. It's only 24 minutes. Yeah, right. So, excuse me. But I invested in an Ethernet cable, being that where I'm currently at in my apartment. We got a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. So. I invested in a 50-foot Ethernet cable since the Xfinity gateway is in the living room of the apartment. So I was going to eventually move my setup to a permanent spot in our spare bedroom here, which as you can see, I got a good canvas here and a wall for all my stuff to where I can chill. And I thought that since I ordered the Ethernet cable, that I was going to be like, what, I might as well go out for craps and giggles and and see what stores have available in terms of like I don't know whether I wanted to go with a TV or a computer monitor since I kind of wanted to upgrade my setup in terms of what was I gonna say? Like in terms of like a bigger screen and everything, so it's easier for me to do streams and make videos and that. So I ended up looking at a couple of TVs, and I may have went with this Vizio, like this 32-inch Vizio or something like that. But no, this one guy at Best Buy sold me on the idea of getting a gaming monitor. So I ended up picking up this 27-inch Acer gaming monitor, and it's got the full 1080p HD, and its response time, it's like half a millisecond. So it's like it was one of the quickest available, at Best Buy and stuff like that. So I was like, well, you know what? If I'm gonna go with a permanent setup, I might as well try this out, and it's going to help me in the long run to continue on with my channel because I don't know. So. But long story short, here I am, and I'm pretty damn I'm pretty damn excited and grateful that this is working pretty well. Can I give wrenches? I'll have to. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I don't exactly know if I can give wrenches on the StreamYard platform. I think that can only be done on YouTube. So I think I would have to do a YouTube stream. Maybe, I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, no. So on StreamYard, I can either put a user in timeout or block them. I don't know how it works in terms of giving people wrenches, but as soon as I figure it out, there's definitely people that I can give wrenches to, and I'll definitely let you guys know on that. Dual monitors is better than one big one in my opinion. So yeah, I thought about that too, but in terms of me gaming, I didn't want to go with two monitors since I also game, and sometimes I'll put gameplay on my channel, like I did one the other day with Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I played some zombies for a little bit, but yeah, you can catch me doing some gaming streams every now and then. But I wanted to have one big screen in terms of versatility between two different platforms. So that's how I went about it there. But yeah, no, I mean, if there's, but if there's any of y'all that want to hang out in the call in, yeah, so it's still available. I'll just throw that out there. It is still available. I'll throw the link back in the description. Guys can come hang out in the call in. I'll go an extra 20 minutes, but yeah, get some stuff to talk about here. Did you play with? Yeah, I did play with Joey Shakes a little bit on Destiny yesterday. We played some Destiny 2. He just got back into the game, so I think it's just a matter of him getting used to it again. But maybe after the stream, I'll hit him up and we'll play some more Destiny. I don't know. If you got a PS4, we gotta play Madden. Yeah, see, I do have PS4, but I'm not a big Madden player, so I guess that's unfortunate. I guess that's unfortunate in terms of of my football fandom. I used to play the biggest modes I used to play on Madden were just pretty much Ultimate Team, or I would create a player and make a quarterback, and I had a running back at one point, stuff like that. But that's all I pretty much did on Madden. But I was more of a 2K player in terms of my career and my team on there, because I used to like getting my favorite players on my team and doing stuff like that. But yeah, those are those sports games are such a ridiculous grind. It's not even funny, dude. Like if you're not the play, or if you're not the pay to win type, oh man. All the devoted hours that you have to put into games like that, it's absolutely crazy, and it would definitely get competitive. I mean, I think you were at that point sometimes, Jordy. Like, weren't you a big Madden player?
Well, yes and no. I really never could get really into it once 2019, 2018 rolled around. But I've always been a big 2K guy, and I've been on and off the games. Because 2K, in my opinion, all around, 2K is more immersive and everything. And like I know you just said you're a My Career guy. I am too. And it's a great mode, but it's, like you said, pay to win. And
yeah. Especially with the amount of VC that players would like if you were that, and I was this kind of guy before. Like if you're that lazy ass that doesn't want to go through like getting your player to like that first that first limit of 85 overall. Yeah, I was like, you would dump $50. You would dump $50 worth of VC just to get yourself to 85, and like, yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah,
Jock Talk says when Jordy talks, it sounds like a toilet flushing in the background. What's that about?
I don't know. I don't know what is picking up. I've had this problem for like a month now. My mic. So when I first got my mic, it was always very quiet, and you can kind of tell that from my first couple podcasts. But now all of a sudden, it picks up my whole room, which I'm kind of worried about.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
And
and
I'm
you're close to a bathroom?
Yes, but that's because I live in an apartment.
Oh, okay.
But it shouldn't be picking that up. I don't know.
Oh, geez. Well, I don't know, but let's see. So, the Nuggets and Blazers have reached halftime. The Nuggets are only holding on to a 3-point lead. Wow. So the Trailblazers actually won the first quarter. They were ahead by 35-30, and then they ended halftime as a -8. So they actually let Denver come back and got outscored 31-23. That's one thing. That's Jock Talk on. Somebody has one hell of a flush. Oh man, but like when you're with this Nuggets and Blazers game, that's one thing. That's one thing in terms of defense. Anytime where the opposing team gets close to like 35 or over, yeah, you're not going to have a good chance of winning that basketball game. That's kind of the magic number, that you want to hold the team to about under 35 points in a quarter to have a shot at winning that game. If you don't, then you're in trouble. Because I know there was multiple cases where Dallas managed to allow another team to score up to 38 points in a quarter, and that would happen for at least a half, and yeah, they would get demoralized, and when the second half comes around, the Mavericks would just not show up, and yeah, they give up too early. So that's one thing to look out for as far as defensive efficiency, is that you don't want to be around that magic number of 35 for a quarter. Otherwise, you're going to be in for a long game. System of the Knot going, what team is the Cleveland Browns of the NBA? At this point in time, I would have to say the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think that's fair. They haven't seen a playoff appearance in almost, what has it been? I can't remember. Because I don't think they seen the playoffs when Kevin Love was there, unless they were a first round exit. I think that's what it was. I think the last time the Timberwolves made the playoffs was when Kevin Love was there, and then they got swept in the first round. So I would have to say the Timberwolves. I know it's not the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I get it. They're nothing without LeBron James, but this is my thing. When you're the Minnesota Timberwolves and you go through eras of having guys like Latrell Sprewell was a pretty good player. When they had the big ticket in Kevin Garnett, and they get Karl Anthony Towns, and when Kevin Love was there at one point, when you have that kind of firepower in your franchise, and you do nothing to build around those players, yeah, then and I guess that's what puts you in that kind of definition as being the Cleveland Browns in the NBA. I mean, do you agree with that assessment, Jordy?
Yeah, and honestly, I would say yes, the Cleveland Cavaliers are kind of like the Browns in a way that their management is not very good, and they haven't really been able to put together too much of a team. But like you said, Timberwolves have just had great players, and they can't build around them. And that's what Cleveland's kind of done before they kind of built with Baker and everything. And not only that, they just haven't had very much luck on their side recently.
I think you can also put the Detroit Pistons in that category in a sense, because I don't think they've been anything since the 2.0 era of the bad boy Pistons, when they had that, when they had those top defensive teams, when it was Chauncey Billups and Tayshaun Prince and Rasheed Wallace and Ben Wallace. So you could very well put the Detroit Pistons in that category too. But yeah, I know what you're getting at, Jock Talk. Like, Cleveland has had a lot of lottery picks. I get it, but when LeBron was there, they were making the playoffs a little more consistently than other teams were, and LeBron was even some of the reasoning behind these other teams that we're talking about, that they weren't able to make the playoffs. So when you talk, not so much the Timberwolves because they're a Western Conference team, but the Detroit Pistons after that second era left, and teams like that. But yeah, no, the Timberwolves have been nothing for a long time, and yeah, I would have to say Minnesota, the Pistons. I guess you could put the Hornets in that category too. Yeah, the Hornets haven't been, even when they were in New Orleans, and either New Orleans or Charlotte, they weren't much of anything either. There's a lot of those teams in the NBA. Like, they just don't know. They just don't seem to know what the right decisions are. And I think the T-Wolves are one of the worst in that regard.
Well, I will say one thing. It is definitely harder to build a team in the NFL than the NBA.
Yeah, no doubt.
And as much as these bottom 5 teams have struggled in their respective conferences, they've at least had some bright spots here and there. As to where Cleveland, for a span of 3-4 years, did absolutely nothing.
Yeah, because of less players, exactly, Jock. System of the Knot going, okay, so since I know more football than basketball, who are the Mavericks in the NFL? Wow, that's a tough one. I don't want to say the Eagles. Coincidentally, I don't want to say Philly, but they're pretty comparable if you think about it. I would think, like, the Eagles as of recently, dating back to like the early 2000s with the multiple NFC championship appearances and a Super Bowl, and they end up winning a Super Bowl. Dallas has been the same way. They've for the longest, they've been a consistent team in regards to making the playoffs and to making late runs. But there was cases where they couldn't finish, and then there was that one magical year. Okay, now watch where I'm going with this. Dallas in 2011, they go up against that massive juggernaut in the Miami Heat. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, that that Heat team had some pretty good depth. I think they still had Udonis Haslem at the time. I think they had guys like Michael Beasley and stuff like that. There was a lot of good depth players on that roster, but the Mavericks had the same thing. They were full of veterans that were good role players. They had decent sixth men, and they had, I think they had guys like Tyson Chandler and Jason Terry, and I think Jason Kidd was on that roster too. And and you had those guys centered around Dirk, whereas when number 2, the Colts, gets hurt, all those guys were centered around Nick Foles. So there's kind of matching pieces there, but I don't know. I don't know. That's a pretty tough one. That's a tough one. I'm not sure. Jock says the Chicago Bears, and that's a pretty close comparison too. But as of late, the Eagles have had more playoff appearances than the Bears have, I think. So, oh my goodness, the disrespect system. What are we doing? The only thing I know about the Mavericks is Dirk, not a jet ski. Oh my goodness. That is oh my God, that is one of the worst pronunciations, dude. Did you spell it that way on purpose? Oh my God, that's bad. That is bad. Wow. Cool. I should have the stream because of that. Whew. Wow. Yeah. He definitely did. He spelled it that way. That's great. That's hilarious, dude. That's hilarious, man. I don't know. For a stream lasting almost 2 hours, I don't know. I got nothing. just like for those that watch Roast Me on All Def, when they can't think of anything else to roast the other guy with, they just sit there like, I got nothing. That's how I guess that's how I am with this stream right now. I got nothing. I think I definitely carried this on longer than I felt I was supposed to, because you know how post games work in the NBA, where they just get the stuff out of the way that they want to, because there's less to talk about in NBA games than there is NFL games, so the post games don't take nearly as long. But yeah, it is what it is. So I guess I'll leave it at that. The second half has started for the Nuggets and Trailblazers. Denver is still holding a 3-point lead on Portland, and I guess from here I'll give a quick assessment to where I think the only thing Portland needs to do in this regard is they need to find a way to shut down Nikola Jokic and Michael Porter Jr. If they can slow those two guys down, I don't see Aaron Gordon beating them, or Austin Rivers or Campazzo, because I don't know. I'm not seeing enough depth pieces for Denver, to be able to win games outside of the Joker and Michael Porter Jr. So that's all I really think that Portland would need to accomplish in that regard. And guys like Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, they need to show up, because they're both shooting poorly right now. Lillard and McCollum are a combined 8 of 23. So yeah, they don't if your top two guys are shooting that well or that poorly from the floor, you're not gonna win basketball games. So peace, love, and chicken grease. What the hell? Oh man, do the Mavericks sacrifice chickens like the Cowboys? What kind of question is that? Whew. Y'all are killing me now. No, never.
No, you guys sacrifice goats.
Oh, shoot. Don't even get me started. Fly Eagles TV with a good question in here. I guess I'll end the stream on this. So this is a cool one. How did I become a Mavericks fan and a Braves fan? I know I'm all over the place when it comes to my sports teams. So, and I've said this about being a Mavs fan quite a few times now. So, I grew up a 76ers fan, and one of the biggest reasons was because of Allen Iverson, the answer. There he is. I've had this NBA Superstars poster for at least over a decade now. And one of the biggest reasons that I wanted to get it, and my mom got it for me, I think she found it at a yard sale. And one of the biggest reasons was because of that man right there. 76ers fans know anytime you have a question, there's only one answer, and that's him. But yeah, so when Iverson retired, that's when my fandom for the Sixers kind of died out, because like I knew there was going to be dark times ahead, and they didn't have the answer anymore, and there was hope. There was hope when they brought in Michael Carter Jr. and he ended up not being that guy. And there was times where I felt that the Sixers didn't really give Michael Carter Jr. a chance. There was times where he wasn't used right from an offensive perspective on the court. So I feel that they gave up on Michael Carter Jr. too early. My fandom for the Sixers basically died when Iverson retired. He took my heart as a Sixers fan, and being from afar, I was huge. I was a huge fan of Dirk Nowitzki, and at one point, Vince Carter, who is another one of my favorite players. Vince Carter was a sixth man for a couple of years on the Dallas Mavericks, and he was fantastic. I think he got sixth man of the year at one point for Dallas. So. I was huge in watching. Dirk and the Mavericks, and man, for a big man to shoot the 3-pointer the way that he was able to do, and have one of the most unblockable fadeaways in NBA history. Dirk speaks for himself, what he was able to do on the court and off the court, and being the type of hero that he was as a European player coming over from Germany. So the legacy that Dirk created in the NBA on those two aspects, it's huge in terms of like your love for basketball, what these guys like Iverson and Dirk do for the league. And Tracy McGrady, Jason Kidd, there's a big ticket there, and Kevin Garnett. You got Diesel and Shaq, and the greatest power forward ever, and Tim Duncan. So that's why as fans we love this game, is for players like that, and that's what Dirk was to me. So as well as Allen Iverson. So that's basically why I became a Mavericks fan. The Atlanta Braves is a little bit different. It's almost a similar story. I liked the Phillies, and I rooted for them in the World Series in 2008 when they had those big dudes, and when Jimmy Rollins was in his prime, and guys like Jimmy and Chase Utley and Ryan Howard and Jason Worth was badass, and he never should have left the Phillies at that point. And they should have tried to keep that team together as long as possible, but not to the detriment of what the Eagles did in trying to keep some of their veterans. But if the Phillies were able to maintain that for a little bit of a longer time, they would have. I think they would have been a better team at that point. But I was on and off as a Phillies fan, but. As far as my Braves fandom, I loved Chipper Jones. When it came to baseball, I'm not a big baseball fan in general, but when it comes to watching the game, I've loved the Atlanta Braves for years, and my father was a big Braves fan back in the day. When they had guys at one point like Adam LaRoche was a pretty good player, and you had Chipper Jones and Andrew Jones and Gary Sheffield and John Schmaltz, and the immortal Hank Aaron and guys like that. So yeah, those are my stories of fandom for the Dallas Mavericks and Atlanta Braves. So there y'all go. Little I don't know, a little background on how I came to be for my sports teams. But yeah, my love for a sport revolves around basketball. That's the game I grew up playing, and that's in terms of sports, that's where my fandom of sports first started, was basketball, and then football was second because of the Eagles. Yes, thank you, Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine. Yeah, thank you. But yeah. So in terms of sports fandom, it was basketball first, football second, and then baseball third. So that's pretty much it in terms of that. But man, Jordy, I gotta hand it to you for hanging out with me once again, with turning this into a call-in, and definitely carried this stream longer than I anticipated. But at one point, and partially due, or in I guess the majority due to Joey Sakes just popping in here for what it seemed to be like a couple of minutes or so, because I know he's exhausted after that Six Flags trip that he had. But just for him to advertise my stream and have and for me to match my max viewership of 8 people, and for random Cowboys fans to come in here, and for some Cowboys fans that are Mavericks fans to come in here and hang out with me and talk basketball and talk football and talk whatever is on y'all's mind. This is just it's a dream for me. It's a dream for me at the same time to be able to have these kind of moments, because sports has been one of the biggest influences on my life. And despite knowing that I can't play basketball anymore to the level that I was used to because I have a bad knee, this means just as much to me, to be able to come onto this kind of a platform and, get my voice out there and have these kinds of conversations with other people across the country, across the world for that matter. I remember when I first started doing my Mavericks content and some of my live play-by-plays, there was a viewer all the way in Germany on my channel watching Mavericks games with me. And it's an awesome feeling for you to be able to, I guess be in touch with, a fan base that spans that far across the world. It's a beautiful feeling. And I can't thank everybody enough that, that's viewing the stream right now. And I can't thank, you enough, Jordy, for, your continued contributions to me, you and Jay Fizz and Big Play Slay and, AK Eagles, who is now starting his own podcast. Congrats to him. And for everybody else that ends up subscribing to me in the future, this is these are huge moments for me. Like to think in the back of my mind that I'm able to do this sort of thing and be pretty good at it, I guess. So yeah, I can't thank y'all enough for allowing me to do this on YouTube. So yeah, thank you. But I guess that'll do it for me here. I still got 4 people in the chat. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. But man, I can't keep streams going on forever. I do need to drop some videos. I do need to drop some videos and of the such, and I should be dropping some tomorrow. Maybe I'll dive into the Eagles a little bit more and see if I can find any other nuggets that I may have missed, from some of the press conferences or anything new that seems to pop up. But I'll definitely have to drop a video, dissecting on where the Dallas Mavericks can improve going from game 1 to game 2, and how I would like the matchups to occur, to seal a win and take a 2-0 series lead on the Los Angeles Flippers. So I appreciate that I appreciate everybody that has stuck out, that's stuck around here for over 2 hours and been in the call in and whatnot, and made this and make this experience for me definitely worthwhile. So yeah, again, a big thank you to everybody, and I guess that'll do it for me. This has been your guy Lindy Endzone, for the touchdown, taking the lead for the Eagles one video at a time while raining buckets for the Dallas Mavericks. So I gotta try and bring my slogan back, because yeah, I don't know. It didn't. I don't know if it necessarily stuck at the beginning, but I'm going to try and bring the slogan back because it's unique to me, and I do have to make a custom icon and stuff like that. But that'll come in the future. So before I continue to carry myself on any further, anything you want to close out on, Jordy, before we say bye to the people?
I just want to thank you for having me on. It's always great talking to you, and just closing out with hopefully both our teams can do well for the rest of the playoffs, and can't wait to see what's to come from both our teams.
Yeah, definitely. I don't necessarily feel that the Mavericks have an underdog mentality, because they are a team to be reckoned with, but it's just on how I explained in a video that I had a few days ago, is that it's not often that you get to play the same team in the playoffs 2 years in a row in the first round, and I don't want Dallas to mess up their second opportunity here, because they can they can shock a lot of people, and whoever comes out of the series between the Lakers and Suns, whoever it is, the Mavericks are going to give them hell, and I do know that, and I fully believe that. But we have to focus on who's in front of us first, as well as the Celtics do with that offensive juggernaut in the Brooklyn Nets. So, all right, I guess that'll do it for me. Thank you to everybody that's still in here in the chat. There's 4 of y'all in here. I'm massively appreciative for everything that you guys have done for me in terms of support and subscriptions, and and just this kind of interaction. It's an unbelievable feeling. So for Jordy and I, Janetti, good to have you in here, man. What is up? Yeah, I appreciate I appreciate you guys just being in here with me. So Jock Talk, yeah, have a good one, my guy. For Jordy and I, this has been Lindy Endzone for the touchdown. I'm taking the lead for the Eagles one video at a time while raining buckets for the Dallas Mavericks. Take care, everybody. Bleed green. Hashtag MFFL, Mavericks fan for life. And I will see you soon. Take care.